all for participating. Now, we'll have the family introductions. I would like to invite Mr. Myung-soo Park, the father of the groom. The father of the groom, to introduce the family on the groom's side. Please give it up for Mr. Myung-soo Park. Now, for the bride's side, I'm going to have Mr. Kim Jong-un to come up and introduce the bride's family. Please give it up for Mr. Kim Jong-un.
Hey, that bride's family is pretty scary.
Yeah. Congratulations. All right. Now, I know everybody's hungry. The buffet is now open. I'll like all of you to please wait for the banquet captain to call on your table before heading over to the buffet line. Thank you, and enjoy your meal. I see you guys after dinner. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
You guys did a lot better this time around. You can definitely tell everyone's had improvements. Just a few general things, okay? And this will come as we go. Just since it's fresh in my mind, your tone was really good, but it was like a constant bell, ding, ding, because like you repeated the same, and now, everything is right? So sometimes you do that. For the introductions, you keep it loud. For the family introductions, for example, it's okay to take it down a couple notches and just say, at this time we're gonna have, so you talk like this at this one for a few times, and then when it's energy, you go like this. Like, you don't have to always try to, because even a loud sound can become repetitive. There's one thing. I notice a lot with you guys, all three of you, your footwork, okay? And again, we're getting way ahead of ourselves because it takes a lot of time to get used to it. But pacing is okay. Pacing is okay? But it makes a difference how you pace. Sometimes I notice, actually all three of you guys pace really weird. And that's just, you kind of like do like something like that. And that's really visible. And it's just you trying to shift, because it's okay, because the room is a lot bigger usually, right? So it's okay for you to go this way. But it's really important how properly you also walk. And then, when you make a point, you have to stop and make the point. And then I noticed some of you guys make a really awkward move, like something like that. And you don't even know you're doing it. But I know all of you guys did one really awkward move. And for someone that's paying attention, you actually tell. Oh, well, that's really weird, okay? Second thing, the way you hold your microphones. All of you guys have a different way of doing that. And that's maybe this style. This is actually not a good way to hold a microphone, because then you put the whole weight on your hand. It becomes heavy. I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but a lot of the professionals actually hold the weight here. You actually balance it so it doesn't feel like you're holding anything. If you hold the microphone up top, you're holding it up. You can drop it. If you hold it in the middle, you get the whole weight of the microphone in your hand. And also, our microphones aren't like that, but a lot of microphones have a switch here, which means actually nothing can turn it off. Okay? But I'll let you practice later. There's a certain way to hold a microphone like this, where you're actually barely holding it, and it's just kind of hanging on, okay? And Daniel, your microphone's like out here. You're out here. You almost have like a hip hop kind of angle. You're going like, you almost with this, and you're up and down, I noticed it was here sometimes here. You have to keep it consistent, you have to control the sound. I do this a lot, but that's why I have my own microphone. I colcha my microphone almost on my chin like this. And a lot of people do it that way. It's kind of dirty if you use other people's mic, because you can start breaking out here. Young has a very straight angle, but he's right in front of his mouth. Usually, but he's right around here. You want to keep this constant. The microphone volume is something you don't want that to be a distraction ever, okay? And also, using your hand is completely fine, okay? I know you guys have notes today. You guys see these things? These are cue cards, right? We hold them like this. If you're reading something, it's okay to have it on this hand. 근데 if you think about it, me waving this around, people's eyes start going here, okay? So if you're doing like the wedding intro, hold it on this hand so you can read it. If you're doing something where you don't really need to know, for example, if Mr. Park, if Myung-soo is going to do family introduction, you don't have to read that, right? It's okay for you to like kind of clip it here. So you don't move it around so much, and it looks more natural to use this open hand. I do that a lot. So if I need to look at something, it's always there, just in case. But usually I memorize it. And if it's something I know I have to look, announcement, someone's name, then you hold it here just when you have to. But if you're not using this, just put it stationary, because people always look at something that's moving around. Okay, and in this hand looks a lot more natural than something like this. Okay, those are a few things. Anything to add, Young? No? 형 잠깐 나와.
나?
형 Korean only, because actually none of us actually saw. Oh, did you get blood today?
Yeah, blood test.
Are you sure? It wasn't crystal meth or anything?
No.
형이 한번 해보고.
뭐를 intro?
뭐 스타트 하나 해주던지. 한국말로만 딱 because obviously we have Youngsu and everyone here.
네, 안녕하십니까 여러분. 오늘 만나서 반갑습니다. 지금 잠깐 저희가 신랑 신부가 이제 들어오기 바로 전입니다. 여러분이 준비되어 있는지 알아보도록 하겠습니다. Let me have you guys all clap hands once. On my three, I'm gonna count three. On my three, you're gonna clap once. 1, 2, 3. 딱 맞네. 이런 그룹은 제가 잘 많이 있지 않았지만 제가 다시 한번 5번 가도록 하겠습니다. 우리 이번에 올림픽 있었죠? 올림픽 사클 게임 보셨죠? 자, 제가 5번을 칠 건데 여러분께서 5번을 정확하게 치게 만들어 드리겠습니다. 대한민국 감사합니다. 여러분 감사합니다. MC 코비입니다. 샤인 엔터테인먼트에서 나왔고요. DJ 누구누구고요. 지금부터 우리가 그랜드 엔트런스를 시작하도록 합시다. First couple 누구누구 나와주세요. Right? And then second couple 나와주세요. So you need to find your like really comfortable tone. You don't have to yell out really together. Okay. So 그 다음에 다 나오시고, and then this is the moment we've been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. and Mrs. John and Jane. Right? And they're gonna come in. And then I don't really do much on the first dance. I just announce like they're gonna go right into first dance. That's it. And then as soon as they come to the center stage, and then DJ will play the slow music, and they just start dancing, and then father-daughter dance. If there's anything, I'll grab the father, take the father into the center stage, then they will switch. At the end, I make them. 이제 여러분께 이 두 사람이 결혼 마지막으로 여러분께 인사를 드리겠습니다. 자리에 앉기 전에 차렷, 경례 하고 they'll bow. 들어가시고요. 지금부터 저희가 저녁 식사를 하도록 하겠습니다. 음악 주시고요. 지금부터 저녁 식사 나갑니다. 감사합니다. And then we're gonna go right into whatever slideshow, whatever. Okay. I usually play the game, same game.
Which game?
So 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles.
I gotta change my team.
So your left-right game was awesome. I was gonna tell you keep it shorter, but that's really original.
You know, funny how Martin, Kobe, and I, we all noticed the same thing about you guys, which means the guests will notice it as well, right? For you, a little bit too formal still, right? For you, he mentioned hip hop. I put on my note, I put ghetto, just the tone, right? I'm talking about just the tone.
You're good.
Sam, a little bit, more stable. Find your peace, find your comfort. So those are all three things that we all kind of saw from you guys for you to work on. Let's go over the reception once again. I think main theme was the flow and the mix for that. So announcement, door open. That's just a formal, quick announcement, right? MC intro. I'll put a plus sign next to it, meaning the energy needs to be up. So put a plus sign right next to MC intro. Grand entrance. I'll put a 2+ sign next to it. So it means higher energy. First dance, I'll bring it back down. Okay, so that's something that I want you guys to make sure you visualize in your head. The quiz, I'll put a 2+ once again. You're trying to entertain the guests once again. Family intro, I'll put a -2 again, tone it down. And then a dinner announcement, just formal announcement. Okay, so those are the type of things that I want you guys to visualize when you go through this at home. Just each step. And again, bilingual, different animal. With music, it's completely different too. So, but this is a good starting point where we started today. I'm very impressed with all the scripts that you guys have prepared and all the weird names that you made up. So, it was good. And so next meeting, I'm gonna hand out my assignment at the end of the night. It's gonna include dinner time, and it's gonna include the third part, which is the cane, garter, bouquet. So I'm gonna hand it out to you guys. And it's the same exercise. Memorize the order, prepare a script, don't worry about this now. Just prepare that script. We're gonna just run that part next time, and then for the last meeting, we'll go from the beginning to the very end. So we'll just break it into parts, because one of the things that when people see Martin or Kobe do their thing, they just, oh no, how can we do that from beginning to the end? That's why we're gonna just break it down to 2 different parts and then get it all together. But next meeting, I expect you guys to change some of the, footwork that he mentioned, the way you hold the mic, and some of the corrections that we kind of asked you to make. I think we're gonna work out with the DJs.
Just go a
Yeah.
couple minutes. Even singers, I don't know if you notice when singers practice, they grab like a water bottle, and you have to get used to that. It takes a lot of, and then we see it every week when someone does a first like a family introductions, or when we do a speech. This thing right here is a very intimidating tool. People don't like to hold it. Some people that grab the mic for the first time, they're like, oh yeah, I first met John like this, and then this is like, it's pointless. So as a professional MC, you being comfortable with holding this and then sounding as loud as you can, and everybody hates their own voice, right? You have to get used to that. You have to get used to it, constantly hear your own voice, but it's good. So, hey, just to tell you guys real quick, after we do our exercise with them, we're gonna come back here, he's gonna give you the assignment, and then the MCs, we're gonna be done today. They're going until another, probably half an hour, so Alan asked if you can join them afterwards so they can continue. But I think we're a bit ahead of them, that's why we're good. Go do a bathroom break. As soon as we come back, we'll all go in.